Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything as long as it's interesting to us.
That's right, and it is our the New Year's Eve special. But before we start getting into what we kind of have planned for the evening, um, but first and foremost, I want to call out Tyrus, good friend of the show, also the fatter and blacker of Fat and Black Connection when he joins us. Um, he sent me a little something something. Um, I don't know why. I don't know. He was messaging me about something, and I responded, and all of a sudden he sent me sparkly nice Starburst.
Yeah.
So never had one.
Oh,
Um,
was that me that had those?
yeah, you had
Yeah,
these.
I had these. Okay, I had those.
So he was talking these up. He was saying how great they are, and so
Oh no, they are good.
that is good. That
Yeah,
is refreshing.
those are quite delicious.
It is. It's a little sparkly.
Yeah, but it actually tastes like the strawberry.
It does. It tastes. It tastes more like the strawberry than the C4. Remember? Did you
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
that one? Because that's what
Mm,
I had. I had the
I
C4.
had this. I know. I had the C4. I think I had the cherry or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, this is very good. I like it.
Yeah, they have
So,
they have like all they have lemon,
so
strawberry,
Tyrus didn't
cherry.
just send me one. He sent me an entire case of these. It has like 14 or 16 of them in it.
Just strawberry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So thank you, Tyrus. Greatly appreciated. I will enjoy these.
Yeah, those are good.
You got anything to drink?
Yeah, well, I'm just busting out. I was looking through my I was going through and I didn't realize that I still had some beer left. This is that Deep Dark Woods
Hmm.
from like, man, was it? No, that was the last. That was last beer club. That was. It's been a minute because the this past one was the which one? That was the holiday one, and so this was around the Halloween time. So
Oh man, you've had that for a minute.
yeah, I've had it for a minute, but beer. I kept it stayed in a dark, cool place in my closet. So and I'm just gonna I'm not pouring it out tonight. I'm just drinking straight from the can.
Poor man style.
Yeah, this was a. Oh, that's right. This wasn't my like favorite one. This was a spruce IPA, and I was like, "What's spruce IPA?"
Does it taste like a tree?
It tastes like it's from the woods.
Fair enough. Well, we are live and interactive. It is the New Year's Eve special. It is December 31st,
Yeah.
8:04 p.m.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
From here on in, we shoot without a script.
Yeah. Sort of.
So I got some food to try.
Okay.
Honey roasted peanut M&Ms.
Oh. Okay.
I don't normally like to buy these big bags. This is a 26-ounce bag, but A, I love peanut M&Ms.
And B, if you don't like them, you can always send them to me.
I'm not worried about not liking them. I think at the very least they're going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I will say it's a little weird. So there's only 3 colors in here.
Oh, yeah.
There's this mustard.
Yellow.
No. This is yellow.
Oh. Oh.
And then this brown.
Interesting. Because when I got the peanut butter and jelly ones, it was like the same. It was like it was like red, brown, and then like this weird like mustard yellow color.
It's interesting.
Can you taste the honey?
Yeah, you can taste like the honey roasted kind of flavor. It doesn't go as well together as I thought it would. It's not bad. It's just
damn.
What do you got?
Well, actually, I just realized I was like, oh, I still got my box. And actually, the winner, I still have one more left of the winner. Number 11, the Big Fruit, which is I was saving this one, but yeah. I had a lot of good candy. The only candy that I did not, I liked most of them. There was only like one candy that I did not like at all. That was the black licorice. Yuck. I finished it all though. People were like, "You could spit it out," and I was like, "Nah, I ain't spitting out. I'll finish this thing."
What was the top candy?
This one right here.
Well, this was the number one.
Yeah, this was number one. The Big Fruit. I could not like it was day. I couldn't get over the flavor. I'm actually like I'm mad that I want to go. I need to go and try and find so I can order some of these. I just want to go big old bag of these. These are delicious. This is a blueberry. There was strawberry, blueberry. I don't remember the other colors, but yeah, these were and that gooseberry. I never had a gooseberry. Gooseberries are delicious, apparently, at least in candy form. So,
well, you know what gooseberries are mostly known for, or not known for, but where I had never heard gooseberries before until, can you name?
Was that Willy Wonka?
Nope. That was snozberries.
Gooseberry. No, I don't know.
Gooseberry pies from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, when we did we did that episode. I forgot about that.
Yes, of the magical movie-cateers.
Yeah.
That short-lived thing that we never actually released.
Yeah.
I still have all the audio. Maybe someday I'll go back and do something with it.
Just extended version. Yeah, because that's right. Because the only big issue is we couldn't get clearance for it.
What do you mean?
I mean, like if Disney would probably never clear us for that, would they?
I mean, we weren't showing
the movie, we
right?
were
Like when we were doing the watch throughs and we were recording those.
Yeah, it was just we were reacting to the movie itself. We weren't showing the movie.
Yeah, so,
and the audio wasn't coming through, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that's right. So
yeah, so I mean, technically, they there's nothing they could really do because we weren't like infringing on copyright or anything like that.
We weren't showing characters and things like that. So yeah, that's true.
Well, before we dive into the stuff we have planned, you got anything fun and or exciting to talk about?
No. I mean, Christmas. We had good Christmas. Good Christmas.
Yeah.
My dad was here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good time. And just been just kind of chilling and running through, just finishing out the holiday stuff. So
yeah, we went to my folks for Christmas Eve, and it started snowing, which was nice.
Oh, nice.
We hadn't had any snow down here, and so it snowed at my folks because they're at a little bit of a higher elevation.
Right.
And that it was also nice because, when we got home, it wasn't snow anymore, so we didn't have to deal with that. Otherwise just been, working. Get any interesting gifts?
Not really. Got some candy stuff and I did have the Sour Patch Coals, which are actually pretty good.
Sour Patch Coals. Does it taste like dirt?
Nah, it tastes like it's a black raspberry or something like that. I'm like, yo, this flavor needs to stick around.
All right. I got a pretty cool Lego set from my kid. Except it's not Lego, it's like a knockoff Lego.
Mega Blocks.
Huh?
It's not Mega Blocks.
No, it's not, but I forget what they're called, but it's like nano-sized Legos. They're very, very small, and very painful on the fingers. But it's a really cool, like, so it's basically like the trench. There we go. Trench Run from Star Wars.
The Trunch.
Trench.
You know, the Trunchable from Matilda.
Hey, we got Lamont Cranston checking in.
Hey.
Also known as David Lloyd Hyatt Richards Reese III Jr., the first Esquire.
Yes, sir.
And it is also his father's birthday today. So
happy birthday, Larry.
Happy birthday, Larry. And as always, good to see you, David. Happy New Year. So yeah, it was over 1,500 pieces to put together. Yeah. Like I showed James the actual set before the show.
They were micro pieces.
Yeah, and so and a lot of them were like these weird 1x1 pyramids, and so you had to like push them down onto the one dot, right?
No.
And so imagine like what your thumbs feel like after doing that.
Absolutely not. No. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. No. Ow.
Yeah. It was an experience. It took the frustrating thing was at first I was like, I don't want to do this, but it was for my kids. So it was like, I have to do this. And then eventually I got into it. And then eventually it got painful and I hated it again. But I will say
I'll do it for my child. Ow.
But it looks really good.
Hey, look, hey, Mark, but it's better than stepping on it, though, right?
Then what?
It's better than stepping on it.
Oh, good golly. Yeah, that would, no. Yeah. Then again, those pieces are so small. If it was like a bunch of those just laid out on the floor, I don't know.
I'm talking about one of them little pyramid pieces, bro.
Yeah, never mind. I don't want that. And Jenny does say it looks so good now that it's done.
It does. It's cool.
I agree. And the interesting thing is it is so many tiny 1x1 or 1x2 type pieces that again 1,500 pieces on this thing, and it builds out. And when you look at it from afar, it looks really clean.
Yeah.
Even when you get up close and you like look at what the actual detail is of what's in there, and I will say building out some of the, like, I don't think I even pointed it out to you, but there's a couple of like mini guns on the trench, like where they've got like double cannons coming up.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw like the ones on the TIE fighters, but
like to build those specific pieces was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 little pieces put together to build it. So seeing how it like actually turned out, because I'm thinking, as I'm looking at the pieces individually sitting there on the table, how is this going to build this? And then as I put it together, I'm like, oh, and of course, I'm like this because it's so small.
Yeah, you don't need tweezers to put those together.
Yes, and I'm thinking my wife has brought it to me. So hold on one second.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that Lego set right there, I'm going to be building that one next. That'll be my next one. And then I'll show you this. We came up with this for New Year's Eve. Yeah. There he is. He's back now. Yeah. No, let's see. Where are those?
So the guns that I'm talking about?
Oh, there they are. Yeah. Okay. Because when you're showing,
you can like adjust the pieces up and down.
Do they turn?
Oh, nope. And
you broke.
Just like that, it's off. Where does it go? Oh no. I gotta like figure out. Oh, I think it went there.
Hold it up.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah.
So
that's
kind of cool looking at it from this perspective. Obviously, I have the blur on.
Pew, 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 pew.
But yeah, this was 1,500 pieces, which includes the frame along the side. Built that out. And it's nice because, you can hang it. It's got little hooks in the back. And so it can go on a wall or set up somewhere, display. I will say it took me about 7 hours to build.
Well, yeah, when you're dealing with nano pieces.
So I guess from like an investment standpoint, it was, a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And I also know that I don't know how much this specific set costs, but I do know that, I've looked at similar sets by this company in the past. Like the Lego White House is let's say it's $100, where this company's White House is like $50.
Oh, okay.
So, it from price standpoint, better as well. But are you ready to dive into some stuff to talk about?
Let's dive in.
All right. Well, what are we doing tonight? Well, this is the final episode of Fat and Black Connection for 2025.
Yeah. Can't stop. Won't stop.
And tonight isn't about pretending everything went perfectly. It's about telling the truth.
Yeah.
This is not a victory lap. This is a reflection and a reset. What are we really about here at Fat and Black Connection and 97 and Now Productions?
Yeah.
We're about friendship, obviously.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Yeah.
And honesty.
Yay.
So we're closing out the year with some context, not hype.
I'll be the hype.
Yeah, you be the hype man. We're not gonna be fake, and we're not gonna try and only point out the highs, right? Because there were lows, and we need to be real.
Oh yeah.
And ultimately, if we can't be honest about the process, then the wins, when we do have them, don't matter.
Yeah.
And I hope, honestly, that is what a lot of people come here for, is the realness that we are, the honesty that we bring. And we're not doing what we do for clicks. We're not doing what we do to just, try and monetize or anything like that. We do what we do because we believe in what we're doing, and we hope that eventually other people will come along with us.
Yeah. You've been here. We've been here. So let's end this thing off right, baby. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, I think with that, if you're still here at the end of the year, you deserve the real version.
Yeah.
So let's talk about 97 and Now Productions. And, I would call this a shift year. 2025 was the year 97 and Now stopped acting like a collection of ideas and started acting like a production company.
Yeah.
We had fewer launches, right? We were more focused on what we had,
Absolutely.
We knew going into the start of 2025, we knew we were doing Fat and Black because that's what we do, and that's what we will always do. We knew we were going to do a KaboomCon 2, and we knew we were doing an Oak Bridge Season 2.
Yep.
Those things going into 2025, we knew we were doing them.
Yeah.
So really, from the perspective of what was 2025 going to be, it was really going to be about those three things.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to focus on trying to really build out systems rather than just scrambling to get things done.
Which I think we did mostly that.
Yeah, looking at, for example, what we did with KaboomCon and moving to, Eventany, and then going to Eventany Pro, and really, trying to build that tool out and use it to be more focused on how intentional we can be around planning events, if you will.
Yeah.
We started building up our systems and processes around audio dramas and how, creating better workflows for schedule writing and recording sessions and things of that nature. Luckily at that point we had multiple prior shows under our belt going into season 2 that, we've had a lot of trial and error and improving and getting better. And, as we'll talk about upcoming projects later in the show, I think we're really poised to do something bigger and better than we have. I think something else that we've gotten really good at is saying no.
Yeah. Yeah, we did quite a bit of that this year, which was good. But we also had like you said, we decided to focus. But um let's talk about like how we decide what we make, or at least what got made. I mean, it's not just a you decision, it's not just a me decision, it's a we decision.
Absolutely. Even the
Like,
stuff where you're,
I'm not really involved. It's still you discuss it with me before you move on. Like there's been a couple things and we'll probably talk about them later too, that we've kind of discussed, and you'll send me the info, and just so that I'm in the loop. I'm not involved really in it. It's not, like it's not my lane per se, but because I am president, you are CEO, we are business partners. Therefore, we let each other know what's going on in the loop.
absolutely. And that's the only way that we can ultimately be successful, because something could happen and I could find myself, in the hospital next week for an extended period of time. And that doesn't mean that we stop. We got to keep going. And if you don't know what the heck's going on, how can you pick up the ball or the rock? But before, in the olden times, we would say yes without really thinking things through completely. And one of the things that I'll point out for me where I said no this year was, working on scripts with a writer and saying, hey, this needs to be rewritten, this needs to be reworked. As is, it's not going to work.
Right.
And where before we might have just gone with it. And I think ultimately what that's resulting in is a much better product, that when we go to fully produce that show down the road, it's going to be much better than if we hadn't said no.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
I think one of the other things we're really better at than we were in the past is really trying to sustain what we're doing rather than going for chaos. Now, there is an exception to that rule, Kaboom Kong, which we'll talk about later. But a lot of what we did this year, most of what we did this year was sustaining and status quoing what we have done.
Yeah.
So that we could continue to micro grow and learn. But again, we'll talk about KaboomCon in a little bit.
Hey, Cyrus. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year's, Tyrus. Good to see you here. I assume you're not driving a bus, so hope you are. I hope you're not having to be downtown San Jose or anywhere around there right now, because
that would be, it's going to be insane. Well, actually, maybe San Jose is not as bad.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be anywhere around there. One of the things I'll say for myself that I personally focused on more this year rather than maybe in years past is just trusting my gut rather than algorithms. Some of the time in years prior, I would look at, what are other shows doing or talking about?
Yeah.
And
that gets in the way. It gets in the way
because you're splitting your focus. You're not staying true to yourself. And it also takes a lot of time to be that focused. Like I can't imagine, like, I understand that these TikTokers and what are they called? Influencers.
Yeah.
I understand why they're making money for doing what they're doing, because it takes a lot of time.
It does. It's not just a, hey, let me show up and I'm good. Like,
now the flip side of that statement is I do find it hilarious. I was watching this one video of a professional dancer, and he's talking about how frustrating TikTokers and whatnot are, because this silly 20 some odd person, male, female, whatever, is just doing this stupid simplified dance where they're like waving their arm and they have millions of views, where he's a professional dancer and is amazing and has like 10,000 views.
Yeah, no, it literally. So apparently, like even with that, it's just basically you gotta. It, a lot of what these influencers do is they catch lightning in a bottle, and then basically they continue to have to catch lightning in a bottle. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it's the ones that have figured out how to get people to watch what they do, and people will continue to watch what they do, even though it sometimes is not doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. And, you know, I think one thing that I would say that really defined this year, and I think will define what we do moving forward, is to stop chasing everything and start choosing certain things.
Yeah, we discussed this. We actually discussed this when in planning when we were wrapping up from KaboomCon, which we'll get into again later. But it's being more focused.
Yeah.
In what we do.
Busy doesn't mean effective, right?
No.
And, you know, coming out of KaboomCon 1, we thought we were onto something and had momentum, but momentum is not a direction.
No. Momentum is a directive, but it's definitely not a directive.
Yeah. And, you know, while it wasn't a banner year for us, it was a smarter year, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looking at what we will do, like, you know, when moving forward, it'll definitely be more. I think it'll be better in the long run.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think the biggest highlight of 2025, and I think you would agree with this, and I'm going to let you kind of take over and talk on this, but I think was Oak Bridge season 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you know, the numbers that we got for Oak Bridge were, I think, in some cases, almost better than season 1. And so that was, I mean, we had, there was a lot of recording, and this one actually involved more people from around the world, actually, on this one. I believe Milo was in Austria or something like that. I can't remember where she's from. I know she was from Europe. I believe
we had somebody in South or Central America.
Yeah. And then I think we had I think somebody was in Sweden or something like that, or and Canada, of course. We have our Canadian friends, and all across, like, all of the time zones. I think we have somebody in, and yeah. So I mean, it was definitely a little bit harder, but I think it was a good season overall.
I mean, now in the can, we've got 2 seasons.
Yeah, 20 episodes, 2 outtake reels, and what, over 700,000 downloads now?
We're just shy of, but it's basically 700,000 downloads.
Yeah, so I mean, and the thing is I think we really found something, because, you know, now with these long form dramas being more out there, you know, a lot of people are listening to them. It is a throwback. So some people, you know, will listen and then they'll drop off because they're just, you know, they might not be interested. But those that stick around, I mean, I think they find it enjoyable.
I mean, a fact, we had over 6,000 downloads in the last week. Like, it's still seeing thousands of downloads every week. And the show ended back in September.
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that we're at 700,000 downloads right now, you know, by this time next year, we could be over 1 million.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, there's a lot that you guys, you know, that, you know, a lot of people don't see. And I mean, this is even just in any industry, you know, in film or TV or whatever, there's there's writing involved, there's casting involved, there's sound design involved, and like that is we've got some of the best people in the pocket, which is nice. We got we constantly talk about Joe Bly on this show, who was our sound wizard. I mean, the guy makes something out of nothing. I mean, he even makes his own sound effects if he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Louis Palfrey, who does great music. I mean, don't get me wrong, casting is probably like my least favorite thing to do. I like if I could not be involved in most cases, I would just be like, cool, just cast it. But
That's because you get like really headstrong sometimes about someone, and
yeah, and even though and so it's like I really want somebody, but yeah, but I mean overall, I mean we get all that stuff done. We had great writers this past season for Oak Bridge. We had Tyrus Rayner, Sebastian, I can't remember, Andrade. I'm gonna
Ashley Dean.
Ashley, who was the creator of the show. Jeff, I think there was a Jeffrey or something like that. I don't even remember. Anyway, but regardless of we just they were really locked in, and that was because they had actually created their writing room, and they were discussing ideas so that basically the continuity would flow. Mm-hmm. So each person who was writing, because they didn't write congruent scripts. I think Ashley did episodes 1 and 2, and then somebody else to do 3, and then 9. So it wasn't like they weren't writing congruently. So the thing is that that takes a lot of discussion to make sure that throughput works, and so they did a really great job of that. Really great job of that.
Yeah, I would agree that team was great. The flip side of all of that, right, is we kind of, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to close the door, but I feel like where we are, the story is complete.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, there's a lot. There's questions unanswered for me, but that's also because I'm like super close to the. I directed the damn thing, and so it's like I'm in.
Oh, again, we're not.
I think we put one of those micro Lego pieces in the door, so it's holding it just a little bit.
Yeah, but you think about it,
a strong wind could blow it open.
One way to think about it is we kind of finished the story instead of milking it.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, the doors. So basically, if it ended, you're okay, but there's still opportunity for more. I like that.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think if Netflix came a knocking, yeah, we can make more.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I think part of it was the creator Ashley had decided she kind of didn't want to continue with it, and it's one of those things where we took Murphy's Inc. With a creator that
he just kind of fell off the planet.
He kind of pitched it, and he never was necessarily interested.
Yeah, he wasn't 100% in from the jump. So
I didn't feel bad, keeping it going, and he was fine with it. Where with Ashley, it felt like, we could keep it going, but
it's not right. Like even the writers were actually continuing to do some writing for possible season 3. So I think there's writing still out there. And if for some reason she says go ahead, if she were to give us the okay to go ahead and those writers were still on and said okay, then I'd be okay. But even if she said no, just like if I'm not involved, I don't want to do it, then okay, that's okay too.
Yeah. So for you, what would you say Oak Bridge taught us, 97 and Now Productions? What did it teach us that nothing else could have taught us?
Quality. Like, because again, like I think you think back to it, hell, even when we did season 1, what we were working on then, we still had Murphy's going. We had Captain Fearless. And these things are still, we still have these. Like, we still have Captain Fearless. We still have from the files of Jack R. Abbott. We still have those. And we could do those again. And it wouldn't be too hard because we already have the scripts. We just need to get it. I think everything. No, actually, I think.
We have a season 3 of Murphy's Inc. if we wanted to.
Yeah. So I think, which I kind of want, but anyways, but because it was shaping up to be really good. But even still, it's like, I think it was, what did it say?
Tyrus confirmed that there was a season 3 meeting for
it. So even still, I think it was just one of those things where we learned to focus. Like, let's get one product out. Let's make sure it's really good. And let's make sure let's focus our energy. Not so much, and see what sticks to the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And, I think, ultimately Oak Bridge proved that we could finish something the right way.
Yeah. And I think, and honestly, like, season 2 was a good season. The growth in character in season 2 was a lot. There was a lot of growth in that season.
Yeah. Well, I think now we need to talk about Kaboom Con. And this is where we get real. Let's just kind of run down. Attendance was low.
Yeah.
We even talked about it here on this show before, and I'm going to rehash it a little bit, but why was attendance low? Well, there's a lot of reasons that I could point to that I think it was. I can't say for certain. I think we had events, we had activities, we had guests. The thing that I think crippled us was an event claiming to be a Comic-Con when really it was just a pop art show that claimed to be free. And, it was in Reno, and I think a lot of people went to it. I can't tell you the amount of people who told me they went and were immensely disappointed, wish they hadn't gone. But once they were already there, they weren't going to come down to Carson.
Right.
More people spent time around the facility in Reno taking like cosplay type photos than they did taking in anything else. Again, is that the only reason? No, that can't be the only reason, right?
Right. I think it's one of the things is that when we picked the time that we did, it was to keep it around the same time, but when less was going on, because we learned from the first year there was hot air balloon races,
camel races.
We were ending like Labor Day stuff was wrapping up. So there was just a lot of little things going on. So we picked this date, but unfortunately, little things still popped up. And so, we had to make do. I do think, I wish signage had been better. Like, Mark had sent stuff to the community center, and because they have a rolling marquee thing, and I think that would have helped because I remember I went out to see if there was anything on the sign, and I watched the whole thing go by, and I was like, why don't we have anything up?
I don't blame the community center for that situation because, and here's why: if we're saying that KaboomCon had low attendance because of that, I think that's us just trying to make.
No, I'm not saying that's just I think that could have been a factor because some people didn't even know we were there.
I mean, again, that only affects the people in Carson, right? And
Sure.
that's our goal was to draw people from all over. So there was a lot of criticism from vendors at the event that we didn't market the show well enough, and I immensely disagree in that regard. We did tons of social media marketing. The only thing that we didn't do that we had done the year prior was one radio station advertising. And that was because the feedback that I was getting from the majority of the people who attended is they didn't hear that ad. So,
right.
To me, was that money well spent? Maybe it was. Maybe I was wrong. And I'm not too big of a person to admit that maybe I was wrong. When we do another one, I guess maybe we'll need to spend that money on the radio again and see if that was the thing that tipped the scale, so to speak.
Right.
The other thing, we went too big too fast.
Yeah.
I think we didn't make mistakes in regards to the con itself. I think adding on the movie screening was a great idea, but didn't pan out. The Ghost and Ghouls Masquerade Ball, I thought it was a great idea. Didn't pan out. So the downside to live events is that they really magnify mistakes.
Yeah.
You can make a mistake on a podcast or in an audio drama, and you can edit it, you can fix it. But when you're dealing with a live event like this right here, what we do, this is a live show.
You don't get no redos.
Yeah. That's part of why we love live theater and being actors on live theater stages, because it's one chance.
I mean, you'll get to do it, later on again, but
it's one chance every time.
Yeah.
You make a mistake.
There and trust me, there's been actually, man, what came to mind right now is Christmas Carol, and I did that with stage one, or what are they called now? I mean, at the time, they stage one, anyways. But like, yeah, I had talked to the orchestra director and said, hey, do me a big favor. I will be watching the screen because I had an off-screen cue, and I had listened to the music, but I couldn't find the music. Like it was something I just couldn't hear it in everything. And she said, "Oh yeah, don't worry." I went to her and I said, "Hey, can you cue me because I'm not hearing it in the music." And she said, "Yeah, I'll cue you." And she kept forgetting to cue me. So there was a point in the music where I could hear it, where I could hear but it was like towards the end of the piece. And so I would just kind of jump in and at least get like a little piece of this music out. But it was just like, yo, like I asked you, help me out because I can't hear it. And yeah, so she only literally out of, I think we didn't do 8 shows. We did 3, it's like 6 shows maybe. She literally only cued me one time.
We got Harjeet checking in. Happy New Year.
What up, Brett? Happy New Year, man.
Good to have you here. With all of this said about KaboomCon, we had to do some self-reflection and reality checking, and we can now officially say that KaboomCon is on a hiatus. It's not dead. It's not gone. but there will not be a Kaboom Con in 2026.
Yeah.
That I can say and confirm right now. We are looking at other opportunities for Kaboom Con and what that could look like in the future.
Excuse me.
But the important thing is pausing is not quitting.
No. Can't stop, won't stop.
And I'll speak more on that in a little bit. But, ultimately, James, what do you think? What should we do differently when it comes back?
Scale it back. And something that we've already talked about, be really a lot more selective. Yes, we want people to attend, but when there's just certain vendors that almost just don't make sense there.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love seeing the vendors, I love meeting the vendors, and all that's cool, but like we need to be very specific and tailored to what the con is actually about. And I think so we won't. I mean, I know we won't do the 3 days again. We'll stick to we won't do 1 day. We'll probably just do 2 days, con specific, focus on that, and then then grow from there. So maybe at some point maybe we can do 3 days, but just like Mark said, we went hard. We went hard early, and because we've talked about on the show, when we do stuff, we don't really do small. Like when we go to Disneyland, we're there from rope drop to close. Like we don't do small. So Oak Bridge, we don't do small. Like that is a story and a half. Hell, we'll get into that later. But some of these other stuff that we have coming up, these are not small. But we want to make sure now. I think Kaboom Con 2 was the kick in the mouth, or actually not really kick in the mouth, but punch in the mouth that we needed, because everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, and that's what we got. And so it taught us some things. It taught us a lot of things, and that's one of the reasons why we are taking this hiatus from 2026. Why we are starting to the wheels are already in motion for future events, but we are taking this time to proverbially lick our wounds. I think that I can't. That sounds about right. I don't know, but anyways, it's just that it's like you got to take time to heal and make sure that you're really in a good spot for the next time you decide to do it. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what word you were thinking of, but that's okay.
Verbally. Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
And yeah, ultimately, we just need to pay attention to what didn't work so that we can protect what will work.
Yeah.
Well, I think beat Kaboom Con to death, or at least into a state of hiatus.
Yeah.
I want to contrast that with some other things. But before we move into talking about some of those other things, I think it's, of course, very important that, we pivot a little bit, because we are now less than 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. Jenny asked, proverbally?
Proverbial?
Like Proverbs related?
No, it's the... I'm gonna have to look it up later, because it's the I know exactly what word I'm thinking of. It's the like it when you are doing something, but it's not, you're not actually doing it, but you're in the sense of what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are, let's see. According to time.gov, this is the official time tracker for the United States of America.
9 minutos.
8 minutes and 25, 24, 23, 22 seconds. So do you have any resolutions that you're planning for 2026?
I don't, because most of the time I stopped making those years ago, because most of the time they failed. So just, I think personally it's just continue to grow.
Like get fatter? Is that what you mean?
No, not that way. I mean, grow, and just mentally, physically. And when I say grow that way, I don't mean like, hopefully grow. Yeah.
So, 2025 was the first entire year of your life that you spent in a relationship with the same person, start to finish.
Oh yeah, damn, that's great. Yeah. Oh, and actually, it was a little over a year, because
yes, but my point is, it's the entire year, January 1st to December 31st. The first entire year, start to finish, that you spent with in a relationship with the same person. What was that experience for you? Because that's, especially, being damn near 50.
Yo, what? I'm still closer to 40 at this point. I'm 40. I'm 43.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, if I was 45, then yeah, maybe. But
But for you, like, what, comparing it to the prior 41 years, how was that, experience for you to share? Obviously, you guys don't live together, and so it's not like you're necessarily sharing a life yet. You're not married or whatever, but it is, right, when you're in a long committed relationship. There is, to a degree, that sharing of your life, which generally you haven't done a lot of in yours.
Yeah, no, and I mean, there was some adjusting. There was definitely some adjusting, but in a good way. It was just, still there. I mean, there's still some things where I'm just like, why? But but at the same time, it's just like, it's also like, all right, just accept it and move on. I've never really I've looked at this thing before, and it's just now hitting me. I did not realize that there's a part of Oregon that's in Mountain Time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of Idaho in Pacific Time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I'm looking at North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. There's a little piece of Kansas and a little piece of Texas that are in Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Central makes sense. Except
Central's pretty solid, except for
there's this little piece of
Michigan.
Oh, there's a little piece of Michigan and a little piece of Indiana.
And then half of Kentucky.
Oh, and half of Kentucky. Oh, and a good portion of Tennessee, and then a little
Florida,
a little piece of Florida that are in Central, and then everything else is Eastern, which that makes sense.
Well, hey, Alaska's Alaska's a massive state. Like, if you were to look at time zones realistically, Alaska should have, like 3 time zones.
Yeah. It is the biggest state.
It is all one time zone.
Yeah.
Alaska Standard Time.
They are an hour behind us.
No, 2.
Or ahead of
2 behind.
2 behind? 7:55.
Yep. Huh?
It says 7:55. It's 8:55.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the Aleutian Standard Time. Oh, I guess they do have 2 different time zones.
Oh,
Oh, I guess
The colors are just very similar.
Yeah. And then Hawaii, of course, is like 3 hours. So
No, there are only 2. There's 3 during the daylight savings.
oh, there are only 2 right now. Okay. Oh, so during daylight savings time, they go to 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Standard time, they're 2.
Cool.
Yeah, and then of course, there are other weird areas like this here in Arizona, how it's like hashtagged. So you'll notice that it has Arizona Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah. Oh, so there is parts of Arizona that don't change. I mean, that's the part of Arizona that doesn't change, right?
Correct. So when daylight savings time happens, it stays the same.
Yeah. So if you're traveling there, it can throw you off because you lose. Like we went there one time and lost an hour. We're like, where the hell? Or gained an hour or something. And we're just like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely traveling around, certain areas. You got to keep a very close eye on what time zone you're in because
Yeah.
you got an appointment.
Yeah.
But
luckily, most of our phones and watches and stuff and all that kind of stuff, they change based on where you are.
But since we're not going to midnight on the Pacific Coast, we decided we would celebrate New Year's here with y'all with the East Coast.
Hooray!
So we're about 2 minutes and 20 seconds away. Daryl, good friend of the show, had bought my wife and I this bottle of champagne quite some time ago. And we just never got around to it. But I am tonight. I'm going to crack this thing open. This is Domaine Rifle Digneron's Cremant d'Alsace Brut Formula.
All right. Actually, you know what? Hold on. While you're doing that, let me kick me out real quick so I can run in and grab. It's nothing alcoholic, but it's just,
real quick because you only got a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it right now.
Okay.
All right.
So this is it is a sparkling white wine because it's not from Champagne, France, but it is a product of France. So it is out of France. It's got a lot of French writing, so I'm not even going to try. But it is 12.5% alcohol by volume, 750 mils. So I am going to start prepping this bottle for enjoyment here with y'all while we enjoy a countdown and all of that kind of fun stuff. Hopefully James can bring himself back in while I'm trying to get this open up. There he is. What you got there, buddy?
Just some Welch's. I bought these right before Christmas, so
Welch's grape juice.
Yeah.
Well,
sparkling grape juice. Red grape.
I'm prepping this bottle so I can crack it. And we're coming up on 40 seconds. You gonna 10-second count us down, James, shortly?
Yeah, sure thing. We're at
It's on the screen, man. It's right there.
Yeah. Oh, is this?
We got 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, we're kind of close. We're a little bit behind, but we got.
This is U.S. official standard.
Yeah, official, time. Not Verizon standard time.
No.
40. So we got a little under 20 seconds.
15, 14.
Yep, there we go. And then when we get down here, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year for our friends on the East Coast.
Happy New Year's, East Coast.
Cheers, man.
Pour myself a hefty glass of some white wine sparkling.
Uh-oh. Spilled on myself.
Nice big hefty glass. Hefty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daryl.
Yeah.
It's very grapey.
Just like this is very grapey.
It's interesting. It is very brut, which for those of you that don't know the difference between a brut or a dry, brut usually is going to be more on the sweeter side.
Yeah.
this is not very sweet. It's not sweet, but it's for a brute. It's closer to dry, I would say.
All right.
So,
excuse me.
So we are less than an hour away from Central going to New Year's. So, if we're still around, we'll count that one down as well. But let's get back, and we just before that had wrapped up talking about Kaboom Con, and I would say that was kind of the low light of our year.
Yeah.
But one of the best decisions I made this year had nothing to do with producing anything. And one of them was coming down to Vegas to hang out with you and for WrestleMania week.
Yeah.
I was there for 4 days?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you got here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and left on
Monday after Raw.
Yeah.
So 5 days basically.
Yeah.
So it was a great trip. We went to 3 different shows. We went to Friday Night SmackDown. We went to the NXT Takeover.
Yeah, and then we went to Monday Night Raw. Yep.
Got to meet your lady friend.
Yeah.
For the first time, which was cool. We got to really reconnect with our fandom that we really nerd over. Unfortunately, we are wrestling fans.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. Went down, but had some food, and then but most we went down to the convention center. That was kind of tough, but we figured out a place that we could go. We went right after that. So we were able to go to the fans, the WWE store
at the stadium.
Which is free. And then we were able to get some gear, and then and we did that. What was that? Was that Saturday? That was Saturday. Was that Saturday? No.
Yeah, that was Saturday before us. It was after, or was
after NXT, but before
Mania, or was it Friday?
Friday. I think it was Friday.
It might have been Friday before we went to.
Yeah, I think it was Friday because Saturday was going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went. Yeah, because we ended up. So once we went to NXT, we came back to the crib, and that's when we were like, okay, and we were watching everything else leading up to the pre-show and all that kind of stuff, leading into WrestleMania, which also was your birthday. Yeah. So I ran out, I disappeared for a minute, came back, grabbed him a little cake, and card and stuff like that. But but no, it was a good time. I mean, that was the first time. I mean, so I'd gone to, when WrestleMania was in Santa Clara a number of years ago, I'd gone to the SmackDown, and I was kind of, not gonna lie, I'm kind of mad, but I'm not really mad because the Hall of Fame took forever this past year. But it would have been nice if it had been right up,
like it has been every other year,
like it has been. But they were milking it. They milked this town for everything.
Well, and they're doing it again coming up in 26.
So I didn't even look at what they planned on doing. So for everything,
I'm sure it's gonna be more of the same. I'm sure they're doing the SmackDown and NXT and Monday Night Raw plus 2 nights of Mania plus I've already heard they're doing the Kill Tony thing again, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
There will be a Hall of Fame. I mean, it's
and then the after party things they were doing.
At the nightclubs or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, there'll be more of that, but I'm just in it to try and do, just the basic stuff again.
So you are planning to try and do it again?
At least the if they have the 3 tickets. If they have those 3 tickets, then I'll do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, definitely. yeah, no, and I was really cool just to be able to go and we watched both nights of WrestleMania, um, most of the Hall of Fame. I think we came back and we ended up finishing the Hall of Fame the next
Mhm.
day and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was cool. It was really enjoyable time.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say with a lot of the stuff that we're doing, you can't endlessly create without refilling the tank. And so that was one of those good opportunities. I went on a Hawaiian cruise.
Yeah.
That was a week away with the family and, going to Hawaii, which I'd never been to before. And you went to Hawaii for the first time earlier in the year as well, right?
End of so it was actually the end of last year. So I went so I went on October. You went in October, was it October? Yeah, it was October. Yeah. And I had gone in October in
the year before
24.
Oh, seemed like it was last year, man.
Yeah, time.
And then I of course went to Disneyland with the wife for Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is those rests help to improve creativity and bring about clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things are necessary.
And the one thing that people won't get this because most people aren't wrestling fans like us, but the one thing that's kind of weird is that going and spending a week going over wrestling and getting really into it and stuff it is one of the most creative things. Like, people don't realize it's like a soap opera, right? Like, it takes you on twists and turns, and you have to be a good writer to really
you do.
Like, if you are not a good writer for wrestling, no matter how good the matches are, part of wrestling is the story that goes with it.
Yep.
And if the story's no good, it falls flat. And so, it does, I think, help seeing good writing. Now, I will say, I think this last year, WWE has not been solid. I think it's not doing so well. I think there's so much more they could have done and should have done with, like, John Cena.
Yeah.
I think there's so much more they could have and should have done with a lot of things this year. And I think they're not heading in the right direction as we look ahead to this upcoming WrestleMania. I see no clear story that for any match that has built.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I mean, they have some time, but they got to clean that up, and they got to clean it up fast.
I mean, when you go back 2 years, 3 years, you had a clear story. You had Cody Rhodes that was going, for the belt,
of the story,
right? Starting the story, trying to finish the story, failing to finish the story, then another year of it, right? Like, for multiple years, you had, Roman Reigns, and they were telling some great stories there, and
the bloodline and all this stuff. Yeah, it was good.
Right now, there's nothing, man. Like, I'm not even looking forward to Monday Night Raw when the world title's on the line with Braun Breaker and CM Punk. Who cares? Like,
I mean, that's still what, I'm glad the Usos have the tag team champions again. I'm okay with that. I mean, because Jay has fallen songs, and definitely, like he even said, he fell on some hard times, after losing the championship. But I think, this will be a different. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm always down for the ride. We'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on, if it's anything.
Did you hear the rumor that came out this last week about WrestleMania and the Usos?
No.
Triple threat TLC match: Usos, New Day, Hardys. Because they're still tag team over in TNA.
They're still tag team over in TNA, but I mean, I don't know, I guess.
It could be a modern day triple threat TLC, like when it was
Edge and Christian, Hardys, and Dudleys. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd be down for it. Just
Tyra says that he thinks the talent is very unsatisfied with TKO and the direction they are going.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, it's just, but like we've talked about it before. I think it's like I feel like they're. I've talked about it with my brother. I feel like they're pricing the fans out, man. I mean, I understand like they don't really do the house shows anymore because it wasn't really profitable or whatever, and it's easier. It's more manageable to do just they do the house shows when they go to Europe and stuff because they're not always over there. But like the live events that they do, they pretty much focus on the Raw, they focus on the SmackDown, and I think that's kind of where the problem is that they're not taking that time in between to really focus. Is that those little house shows are a way to focus. I mean, there was that one time that not Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio won the championship randomly at a house show.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was like, I don't think it, but that changed some things. And so, we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. They need to do something because it's not working. And, right now, to an extent, AEW is got much more solid, better writing than WWE certainly does. So
yeah, I haven't really watched over there either.
But talking about other fandoms that we absolutely love and we love to talk about, I think it's time that we do a 2025 recap of Marvel MCU, and we'll talk about every movie, every Disney Plus show from 25, and then look ahead to 26.
All right.
And 25 led off with Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, I really liked it. Well, seeing Red Hulk, that was cool.
CGI was terrible.
Yeah, kind of, but I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like the kind of my biggest thing, I wish they hadn't shown it in the trailer. They'd kept it. They hadn't. They've done some things where it's like, yo, keep that. We don't need to see that in the trailers. We already know we've already seen it in the posters and things like that. We don't need to see it in the trailer. And so, but just the whole the slow turn into the Red Hulk was kind of dope. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think unfortunately this is where the fan response from what was being seen before they confirmed Red Hulk was, why do I want to go see this? There's nothing terribly appealing to a lot of people. I enjoy Sam Wilson as a character. I love to see his banter and wittiness with Bucky or with Cap or with even Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, but it wasn't there in this. And I get that they're trying to make him more Captain America-esque, but I feel like it loses some of the charm of Sam Wilson.
I mean, I think it was still there. I mean, there was still the banter. Yeah, he was trying to be more. There was definitely more trying to be straight with the whole thing, but there was definitely he was still very much Sam for me, coming off of Captain America and the Winter Soldier type stuff. That was and even with I can't remember the guy's name who ended up becoming New Falcon. I mean, just the kind of banter that they had between each other was very familiar, and it was, for me, that was good.
I would agree, except he gets injured and taken out way too early. And
I mean, he got injured, but it wasn't like, I don't think it was too early. I mean, it was before the final fight, but
I don't know. I don't think Brave New World was bad, but I think out of the 3 films that we got in 25, it was the worst of the 3. Then we go over to Disney Plus and we got Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, that was actually really dope.
We returned to the streets, if you will.
It was, and that was the start of it threw me.
Right
I was
out the
like,
gate.
yeah, right out the
Little
gate.
foggy.
And then I was like, huh? You can't do that. And then, it took, and it wasn't just like, oh, I'm Daredevil. No, it took some time for him to rebuild. And that's why, like, definitely the title was apropos with Born Again.
I liked it. I wish they hadn't used him in She-Hulk. I wish you could use any other random Marvel character out there and gotten the same result. It didn't have to be Daredevil. And I feel like them using him in that way in She-Hulk was almost a detraction because it's canon now, right? But the Daredevil that we had in the Netflix universe is the same Daredevil, and so those two Daredevils are coherent and make sense. Where the Daredevil Matt Murdock we have, and even the Matt Murdock we have in Spider-Man film for that brief scene, is the same as the Netflix and Born Again, but yet the one that we get in She-Hulk is not the Matt Murdock Daredevil from these other things.
Oh, maybe I just didn't. I just felt like it was like, okay.
I don't know. I feel like, they could have explained it away as potentially being another Earth, like where She-Hulk was. But
they couldn't because there's a whole thing with Smart Hulk.
Yeah, and Scar, his son, at the back end, and so it's basically we're stuck with it, and it makes no sense. Like logically, earlier we were talking about Oak Bridge and the continuity between all the episodes, and like when you look at the MCU continuity wise, like that Daredevil does not make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what time when that took place, between that time of that happening and the start of Born Again, where that all takes place, like how that all works out. But
yeah, I need to see an official timeline, Kevin Feige. If you can whip that out, it'd be great. But I would agree with you in general. Daredevil Born Again, I think, was fantastic series.
Wait, did they have that fight with Echo in there? No, they didn't have that fight with Echo in there.
Fight with Echo?
Yeah, remember there was that whole fight from Echo that was involving Daredevil?
Oh yeah. No, that wasn't in
Born Again. That wasn't in Born Again. So
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was in that too. And that iteration feels like it's the same.
Yeah.
Again, go back and watch She-Hulk, and I think you'll see what I mean. That what's there just feels out of place.
Yeah.
But then we got the next movie.
Yeah, it's Thunderbolts.
Asterisk.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Just these random people coming together that were actually sent to kill each other, to clean up loose ends and end up, bonding in a weird way.
Yeah, I still feel like they did Taskmaster dirty.
Yeah, I think it wasn't that a casting thing.
What do you mean?
I thought the person that had been cast to do Taskmaster, I thought they had basically like ended up picking up another project or something like that.
Oh, I have no idea. I'd never heard that.
Like, because there was a couple people that
the same woman that played Taskmaster in Black Widow.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I don't know if it was but yeah, I was just like, huh? That's not even. I was kind of. Why were you in all the posters and stuff? Why are you in everything? And then
yeah, I will say that Thunderbolts was the biggest head fake for me because I was not expecting it to be really a film on mental illness.
Oh no, and it definitely played, like with learning to, knowing what you did in the past and living what you did with the past, but moving forward.
Yeah, it was. I think for me, it was because I will say I feel like a lot of the MCU in the end of Phase 5, or pretty much since Endgame, had just been mediocre. Like, I didn't feel like anything was amazing. And I wouldn't say Thunderbolts was amazing, but it was the first time where I felt like, okay, maybe MCU is getting good again.
Mm-hmm. No, I can agree with that.
And then
my biggest issue with that movie, and actually it wasn't with the movie, it was with the promotion for the movie, is that after you find out what the asterisk is, they threw that on movie posters like pretty much like immediately, and it was like, no, like people don't know that. Like,
well, you know, the other side of the mouth is that's why you should go see these films opening week.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's why, I mean, like, it's not even, it's just mostly because, like, yeah, for me, I try and go see it as soon as possible, so then I don't have to worry about the internet, because the internet has become like the biggest place for, oh, hey, I saw this movie and here are the spoilers. Like, bro, what? The movie just came out. Like, hold it for a second, man. Like, hold it in for, like, give it a week and a half. Just, you know, it'll still be fresh. But that way that more people, even if people are watching, they, you know, they're not like, oh, wait, what? So, I mean, and you don't have to watch those things. And like, I had to try and explain that to my girlfriend and say, like, just don't look. Like, she's like, I can't avoid it. I'm like, yeah, you can. Like, simply just
don't open TikTok, don't open Instagram.
Or if something pops up, you know, like, change it immediately. Like, or, you know, there's been times when, you know, like, I've waited for something and then all of a sudden, like, I'll see, you know, like on a video, it'll pop up and I'll just be like, nope. You know, as soon as I kind of see what it's about, like, you can read that little, and as soon as you just keep moving, you know. But yeah, but anyways.
Yeah. But just as I'm starting to feel good, I'm thinking, okay, maybe the MCU's turning the corner. Then we get Ironheart. And you're going to tell me you loved it and how great it was.
I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. There was some issues with it, of course, but overall, I enjoyed it. The ending was a little irritating for me.
The best part of the show was Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto.
Because, like, he wasn't funny. He was just serious, and it was weird to see him that way.
But he was fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
And it felt like that whole show was used to introduce him, which we don't really get until the last episode, more or less.
And the thing that kind of it was more irritating was the fact that, like, this was not the same. I just didn't feel like it was the same Riri Williams that we got in Wakanda Forever.
In what?
In Wakanda Forever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Like, she seemed so just, there was a lot of unsureness, like, that she did not have in Wakanda Forever. Like, she seemed very, very sure of herself, very you know, like this just seemed I don't know. There was a part of me that was just like, yo, how is this the same person? So yeah, there was some disappointment there, but overall, I did enjoy the overall story. But yeah, it was like the ending threw me off. Like, why?
Yeah, I would say, to me, the highlight of the year, though, was the next film.
Oh yeah, 100%. First Steps, Fantastic Four. Easy. Like we had seen a little bit of stuff, but they didn't give a whole lot away about that movie. But what they did show was they said, like, it was like the first 30. That I don't think that was 100% true, but overall, bringing you know, Fantastic Four, so this makes what, the fourth movie?
Yes.
Well, technically fifth movie, but like, we don't count that very first Fantastic Four that was made years ago. And then if you're just talking about the one with Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis, those two, and Chris Evans, and then you had the one with Michael B. Jordan, and that's the only person I really remember from that film. And then you have this one. So But yeah, this one was a great reintroduction, where they didn't hash out the story again.
Yeah, we get a very brief kind of synopsis
you know
of
the
how we got here.
Yeah, like with the TV show, you know the story. 4 brave, go into space and come back changed, and so that was and like just like the video, seeing a little montage of them, and how they're very much known, but then like things happen and they very much get turned on, and then it's like, no, we will save you, and so then it's like, oh, okay, you're good again. So it's a roller coaster, and the ending was, the post credit was, I think, what the payoff was for, but at the same time was a little like, a lot of people were like, oh, that let me down. Shut up.
I mean, I'm one of those people. I feel like that post credit, both of the post credit scenes were letdowns.
Yeah, I didn't mind them. I mean, like, because I knew that we weren't gonna they weren't gonna show us Doctor Doom. I was kind of surprised the jump forward in time, which I understood why they had to do it.
At the time, Doomsday was actually supposed to be coming out in March. They hadn't moved the date back yet. And so it was going to be the last film before Doomsday originally. And so that's where it was like, really? This is all we're getting until Doomsday?
Because they had pushed it back. Yeah, they had pushed it back to after that. Yeah.
So, I'm glad they did, and I hope we're going to get something, coming out of the stuff that we'll talk about shortly in 26. But yeah, I thought the film itself was really well done. A good way to bring, again, some bad CGI. I'm not sure what's going on with Marvel. It's not like they don't have the money. They really need to do a better job and stop rushing things, I think. Take the time, get the CGI right, or just cut the scene.
I'm not remembering.
The baby.
Oh,
is some pretty bad CGI in Fantastic Four. Go back and rewatch it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say, for bringing this family into the MCU, I'm very curious to see where it goes, because obviously they're on a different Earth,
right?
And see how that plays into, especially with the upcoming events. But
right, which I was actually surprised that we did not get, because of the end of the Thunderbolts gave us an introduction there, but it was just like, yo, what? Like,
I will still remind you that the ship that we saw in Thunderbolts is not the ship that we saw in Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm still thinking, and my gut is still, the Fantastic Four that's coming to the Thunderbolts is Jessica Alba's team.
I mean, unless they built a different ship, because even the ship that they had in that movie was different.
Yes, but
that was
time has passed and could have passed in that universe. But
that was more of a
imagine if we get Chris Evans not only playing Cap, not only playing potentially Captain Hydra, but also potentially playing Johnny Storm again.
Even though he got killed, though.
Well, was that the Johnny Storm from Jessica Alba's team? Remember, we're in the multiverse, so
yeah. So it could be, anyways. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And then there was back to Disney Plus, and then there was Eyes of Wakanda, which I liked seeing some of these stories that are known switched, kind of turned a little bit, which I kind of dug, with like the Trojan horse thing, and what was, then there was the one where they broke into Wakanda for artifacts, and that was, so I mean, like that was Iron Fist.
Yeah, there's definitely
there's a
good amount of like historical world building that happened here. I didn't love it. I thought it was good. I would have liked to seen more of a through story rather than standalone kind of episodes.
And there was for most part, I had noticed connections from each episode as they moved forward, but um, it was the kind of between 2 and 3, there was no real connection, but between and then episode 4, I think it was only 4, right?
Yeah, it's 4 or 5.
Yeah, whatever the last episode was, kind of connected everything. But yeah, so I mean, I personally enjoyed what I saw there.
Well, and you are part of the target audience with that show.
True.
And then to round out the year,
That was, yeah, zombies was crazy.
yeah, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I don't like the animation style. I get it. We've opened the door going back to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. That's where we first get a zombie or zombies introduced, and so I get it. And I get that show probably immensely appealed to a lot of people.
Yeah, and it came out around Halloween time, so it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like, is this canon? Is this official? Like, is this an actual universe within the MCU? I mean, of course it must be, but
yeah, it's not. Yeah, and just the way that everything was going, it was like, okay, this, like, it got to a point where it's like, what?
Yeah, like I guess I'll put it this way.
I think I like the one-off episode more than like a series.
Yeah, I accepted and was okay with the one-off episode, or I guess the 2 episodes in What If, where it was just like, it's too much. It's too much of a, I guess, people might say it's too much of a good thing. And to me, it's not a good thing, but I feel like, I don't know. I could have done without it, and I think I would have been fine.
Yeah. I mean, I did like, I liked the idea because I liked that little, like, but I don't know. You gave me too much, like, that was, I think it was cool because stuff had already happened. We were just trying to get through it. And What If, but I think, yeah, that was trying to tell me a story, and it just kind of, I think some of it got muddled.
Yeah.
The story got muddled in there. But anyway.
So what do we got to look forward to in 26?
Oh man, what don't we got No Wonder Man's coming to.
Well, and that was supposed to start
already
in 25, but they delayed that till end of January.
Yeah, so Wonder Man, we got Vision Quest.
Okay, so that one, I'm immensely interested to see where they go with it, because it's White Vision, right?
Right.
And from everything that's being reported, it sounds like Ultron's going to be involved.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Spader's coming back.
Okay.
So I'm really curious to see what happens there.
So are we not getting we're not getting the Punisher series?
No, it's a special presentation. So it's like a one, like they did with what was it?
Wolf by
Night.
By Night or something like that. And then we got
Dave Edwards checking in.
Happy New Year's, brother.
Happy New Year's, David. Happy to see you.
Season 2 of X-Men 97.
Absolutely looking forward to that. I loved X-Men 97 season 1. I obviously, it's fan service and it's nostalgia, but the fact, from what I have heard, this is going to play more into the overarching canon of the MCU.
Okay. And we go. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2.
I'm less interested in this only because I felt like season 1 just didn't get me there.
Oh, okay. I didn't. That's another one I enjoyed. I think I mostly, because I like the art. I kind of like the different story.
I was okay with the art. I was okay with some of the character type choices, but I still felt like it felt like a half measure. It felt like we're going to spend multiple episodes introducing you without getting to it. Like it felt like a half season.
Okay, I see where you're going. Okay, and then we have I guess the first big movie.
Yeah, the first movie. There's
yeah,
only 2 movies next year.
Yeah, so you got Spider-Man: Brand New Day, which is sounding like it's gonna be, it should be pretty interesting.
We're gonna have the Hulk.
Yeah, so we'll see how that all plays out.
Punisher's gonna be in there,
and then finishing up the
December
year
26th
with Avengers: Doomsday,
Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah. So yeah, because this is the start with so it's gonna be what, Doomsday, and then there's Secret Wars or not Secret Wars. Secret Wars, which is so then there's a whole arc of stories between that and Secret Wars. So yeah, we'll see what goes on there.
Now, the interesting thing is, Spider-Man having his film just before Doomsday. Does that mean that likely some of those characters that are in Spider-Man we're not going to see in Doomsday then, including Spider-Man?
Possibility.
Because when you think about it, between Infinity War and Endgame was Ant-Man, and he wasn't in Infinity War.
Oh yeah, because he got trapped inside the multiverse thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I think there's like you wrote that, like street level, cosmic, and ensemble. Finally, they're all kind of connecting now.
Yeah, and this is going to be likely, maybe Secret Wars even more, but at least to the point of Doomsday, it will be the largest crossover event.
Yeah, it will be. Because even, I mean, if you think about it, the other stuff was just like they were there, and we had the time jump in Endgame, but that was.
But when I say crossover, I'm talking like Deadpool was crossover. You had Blade, you had Johnny Storm, you had
Gambit, you had Elektra,
Wolverine. And Gambit hadn't even been seen live action.
X-23.
Mm-hmm. But Doomsday, again, we're hearing rumors swirl, right? And of course, I already mentioned, could we see Jessica Alba's Fantastic Four? Could we see, anything and everything? I think is on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, I even heard that there were rumors of we might get some DC play. I highly doubt it. But I mean, James Gunn has a good relationship with Kevin Feige. It's not like he left on bad terms.
No.
If it can be reciprocated at some point down the road for James Gunn, then there would be value in it.
Well, there were like to do but that'd be, honestly, for me, that'd only be like a one-off thing, like the crossovers that they've had in comics, but
and it's happened before, right? We've had, and they're actually doing it. Either they did it this last year, 25, or they're doing it in 26. Some crossover events between Marvel and DC in the comics.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
Highly unlikely, but especially with it looking like Warner Brothers is going to get bought.
Which is, we'll see how that goes. All goes down.
Well, I would say coming out of 25 and looking ahead to 26, I will say, in 24 and going into 25, I was like, maybe this thing isn't going to survive. Maybe it is time to close up shop, but I'm not there anymore.
Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, it's not dead.
We got a few things. We're like, we're not doing more. It's just doing deeper, I guess would be better.
Yeah.
Better, like really kind of focusing in. So we've talked about it before. We got Secrets of Hawaiian Mermaid. That's going to kind of, I think it's going to be more. It's going to kind of take that top spot again.
Yeah, I agree. It has a finite retail space, right? Like it is a book that is being converted, and so there is a story that has a beginning, middle, and end. There is, it's not a there. When season, we've said, it's mapped out for 2 seasons. It's going to be somewhere in the 22 to 25 episode range. And it has a very distinct universe in which it takes place in. It's definitely going to be a very different show from what we've done. There's of course the sci-fi aspect where, there's it's freaking Hawaiian Mermaid, right? But there's layers and levels of
there's a lot of
romance.
There's a lot of reality. It's a lot of reality based because you're dealing with family, you're dealing with estranged family, you're dealing with love, you're dealing with loss, you're dealing with you're dealing with a lot of complex things going on. So
yeah. Now you counter that with what we've already announced, Firebird Valley,
which is straight up just Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones,
epic fantasy.
Yeah, just like you got those, and
it's really,
there's a lot.
I describe it as kind of a slow burn, world first approach, where, it's there. Tyrus, who's the creator of the show, he when he pitched it to me initially, it had a finite amount of space, so to speak. But I think the more and more he's getting into it, he's realizing there's so much more to build and so much more there that, I could see this being an epic fantasy story compared to where it was initially. It was, I think, when he initially pitched it, it was like, okay, this is going to be, high and tight, maybe 3 seasons at about 6 episodes a piece. So maybe 20 episodes total, right? What? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see.
Oh, yeah, I'll put it up again. He's a epic fantasy LMAO. Thanks for the love.
Yeah, I think it absolutely has the potential to be that, like you've described with, Lord of the Rings or some of those others.
There's a lot of world building in those.
Yeah. And
that's kind of, I remember just reading it and I'm going, like the first episode and going, damn, like this is oh, wow. We're almost gonna need a book for this.
Well, and to that point, right? Like, I think that this show has that capability to be a, 5 season, 6 season, 10 season show. It really has that ability to keep growing and building as much and as long as I think Tyrus and others who eventually come on board to be a part of it want to do it. It has, it's like talking with, J. Anthony Hart about Secrets of Hawaiian Mermaid. I've asked him, I'm like, do you see, it going anywhere? Do you see a sequel book? Do you see, and, he said he could see doing it, but really it's one thing. It's kind of its own.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. James got to go dookie. Oh man, he just took himself out without fixing the screen. Thanks a lot. But talking with J. Anthony Hart, who's the creator writer of Secrets of Hawaiian Mermaid, about is this really it? How do we ultimately get the best bang for our buck, if you will? And I knew, looking, having read the book and the story, that there's 2 seasons here. But in asking him, hey, is there more? Is there another book that you could see getting out of this, or is there, because the story has an ending, but there can always be more. But as we've mentioned before, does there need to be more? Is it maybe right to say, hey, this is it, this is good, I can call this done? And as of the last conversation I had with J. Anthony Hart, that's kind of where he was. But with Tyrus's Firebird Valley, I think there's a lot that can be done there, and a lot of room to grow the story and the characters and the universe or world that it takes place within. So that is coming. Both of those, Secrets of a Hawaiian Mermaid and Firebird Valley, are both coming in 26. And there's two other really big things that are coming in 2026 that 97 Now Productions is working on. And we still can't go into a ton of depth, a ton of detail on these things. Just not quite yet. We're close. We're close to ready to talk about them. But I can and will tell you one of them is a podcast that will be interview style, hosted by a well-known prominent figure here in the state of Nevada. And they will be interviewing other well-known prominent individuals from around the state of Nevada, and hopefully growing outward on a larger scale. So I would say that this is our most professional production that we're working towards.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I can tell you, I have a press release that I've put together. It is currently being reviewed by Legal Minds, and hopefully I will be able to get that press release out in the next week, is what I'm hoping. And then, of course, once that happens, we can absolutely talk about it here in depth, in detail. But that will be a podcast broadcast, so it will be kind of similar to what we used to do, where we did the live show and then we would kick it out to podcast, but we weren't seeing the value in continuing that extra effort. So we just decided we're just going to do the broadcast, hear what we do. But this show, it's going to be recorded here in Restream, but it will be recorded and then posted after the fact.
We've got some other ideas and stuff like that we plan on doing maybe later on down the line, but just for the starters, that's how it's going to be at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it will be, while it will be live and there will be the video component, we will still then strip the audio and post that
separately,
similar to other podcasts that are out there. But it will be a live broadcast. That one will only be going through YouTube. So you won't see that one. If you see it on Facebook, it'll be because, it's linking to the YouTube, but it will only be pushing out through YouTube. And the audio version or format, that'll be pushing out everywhere. But again, I can't go into really any more detail just yet. Got to wait for the legal sign off, if you will.
Absolutely.
But the other thing that we can talk about, we did mention earlier that KaboomCon is going on hiatus. Could come back, probably will come back, but I think it needs some time to recuperate. However, we are working on a different event. We are working very closely with a person within the nerddom realm, if you will, a hobby shop owner, and we will here in the near future, probably within the next, I would say, 2 weeks, be able to fully announce what that is. But it's going to be something different, and we are working. The nice thing is it's not going to be just us. it's us working with someone who is passionate and hungry, and you got to really meet them recently on a call when we were talking about some of the stuff. And
yeah, no, I mean he's very in tuned with the specifics of what we want to have happen. So that's very nice. To where he's kind of taking the wheel for the most part.
Yeah, well, on certain aspects.
In certain aspects, yeah. I mean, it's maybe like it's like a student ed driver car, you know, where like there's a brake and gas pedal on the passenger side for the instructor, but you know, there's driving and making it happen. So
yeah, and you know, the interesting thing is, I will say, over the last probably 3-4 months since around KaboomCon and whatnot, I've gotten a lot of questions like, you know, what are you guys doing? You guys are very quiet. And, you know, not everything needs a teaser. And just because we're quiet doesn't mean we ain't cooking.
Oh man, sometimes things stay buried, you know, just gotta let it simmer.
Yeah. Well, and you know, one of the things I mentioned earlier is we want to move in the direction of being more professional when it comes to the products that we are doing and releasing.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to do them right. We don't want to just throw it out there and see what sticks. So, you know, that's just because we're quiet doesn't mean we're not working.
I hear just let them cook.
Mm-hmm.
Let them cook.
So that 26 is going to be another big year. Hopefully we get bigger, we get better, we learn some more. Hopefully we don't have any major missteps.
Yeah.
You know, and if you listen to us this year, even just once, even if it's just today, you've been a part of this and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for rolling with us, man. Like, we appreciate you guys for listening, you know, to come in to hang out with us here. We definitely appreciate you listening to Oak Bridge, listening to all our other audio projects that we still have out there in the ether. So we appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, I want to make sure, and I can't name everyone, but I'm going to name some. You know, we mentioned earlier, I want to call out Ashley Dean, creator of Oak Bridge.
Yep.
I want to call out the people that were really there in depth helping out with KaboomCon. You know, Jeff, One Kidney Wonder, you know, Tyrus, Angel Kabarlock, Jimmy Jones from Pop Culture Kaboom.
Yep.
You know, there are many others that helped and were involved, and you're all appreciated.
Joe coming to run the sound.
Joe Bly, our amazing sound wizard, also coming out to KaboomCon and helping out.
Yeah.
You know, immensely thankful to all the people who collaborate and work with us. And, you know, of course, the dynamic duo, Lawrence and Diego Iriarte. I neglected to mention anything in this episode about Icy Sound Comics intentionally, only because when I just said, just because we're quiet doesn't mean we're not building, because I will only say this. I have been meeting with them regularly to see where we're at, and I can't tell you how amazing what I'm seeing is. And we are, I think I can say, as of this week, the entire first book for Mickey Mouse and the Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie will have been drawn, and most of it will have been inked. So we are close. I would have loved to have this book out a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But, you know,
gotta let them cook.
Yeah. And that was a conversation I had to have with Lawrence and Diego, you know, a few 6 months ago, was slow down. Let's do this right. And let's not worry about hitting a date, because the one thing I will tell you that I learned working on some of these things I've worked on for the state is working for a date instead of a goal is not the way to do it. And so I told them, I said, let's not worry about hitting this date. Let's worry about making sure that what we're going to present is exactly what we want to present. So I think 26 is going to be the true kickoff year for Icy Sound's first full graphic novel book. I'm not going to put any dates on that because, again, I don't want to work towards a date. But I'm really excited for what's coming there.
Hey, I want to make sure that I thank you, man. The work that you do, you know, I may not say it enough, but I truly appreciate what you do. You took this little just beat up every week and turned it into something that, you know, I hope you're proud of. I know I've been proud of it. Just the stuff that we've worked on and everything else. Yes, I think there's times when we get annoyed with each other, but we're brothers, so that's going to happen. So, but definitely, man, yeah, I appreciate everything that you've done to get us to this point, man.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. And, you know, I look forward to the day when this is all we do.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And, you know, I certainly hope that comes sooner than later, because I think, you know, if we didn't have to worry about focusing on our day jobs, we could do a whole lot more. But unfortunately, you know,
yeah,
got to make the real scratch.
Yeah. And then, you know, so, I mean, again, listen, we've said it once, we've said it again. We are not done, man. We're just right now, we are now just moving more intentionally. We have
I think that's a great way of saying it.
Yeah, we're moving with more purpose.
Yeah.
We've kind of found where we want to go, and so it's not scattershot, it's now more precision missile,
laser focus.
Yeah, where, you know, that's I think what the biggest thing is.
Well, I think before we wrap this thing up, we are coming up to it. We might as well stick around for a couple more minutes and welcome in the Central Standard Time Zone to the new year. Pour a little bit more champagne.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Yeah. So again, if you've been here for 2025, stay tuned, because 2026, it's mapping out. We got it. So we got 1 minute. We're at 1 minute.
1 minute till the new year in the Central Standard Time. So if you're between Kansas and Tennessee, Texas
Half
and Alabama,
North
Dakota and Wisconsin,
yep,
this time is yours. North Dakota down to Texas,
Tejas, yeah. So
it is your time to celebrate, to launch those fireworks
safely.
Yeah. They're not anywhere close to us. What do I care?
Right, yeah. So we got another
30
seconds. So again, I'm gonna actually bring up some of my stuff here. So Mark, you also have these, so we can show these at the end of the show, officially letting everybody in. But yeah, we got another little under 15 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Central Time Zone. Welcome to 2026.
Yeah. New York's probably already starting to get cleaned up now.
Yeah. It's been an hour.
It's 1 a.m. there now. So
we've got less than 2 hours for us.
Yeah. And I got to skedaddle because I have to go meet the girlfriend. So,
well, this is what you were referring to, of course.
Yeah. So this is Happy New Year's from us. And then also Happy New Year from 97 to Now Productions. So, yeah. It's going to be a good year, man. Good year.
That's the plan. Well, thank you for being here in 25.
Yay!
Some of you are already in 26. We're not quite there yet.
We're getting there.
the next time you do see us, we will be in 26.
Yep.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Look forward to more. And yeah.
Yeah, man. Excited. Let's go.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.